We are here for the final round of the 2025 Egmonster Disc Golf Classic from Inglewood Golf Club in Taranaki, New Zealand. This is all brought to you guys by RPM Discs, the only manufacturer right here in New Zealand. Joining me in the booth, Mr. Nate Perkins. We are going to watch this final round action together, man. I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to it, Luke. Big disclaimer, though. It was too windy for disc golf today. Straight up.
You could be right.
It was just too windy for our game, man. At a certain point, it becomes compromised, and it's just a different sport, if you ask me.
Yeah, well, it was sustained 20 to 30 and gusts up to 40, maybe even 50.
I think so. We got a tie ball game at the top. Robert Burridge, unsponsored right now, throwing a lot of DD, Latitude, plastic.
Yeah.
Luke, you're now Prodigy's one and only, pretty much.
We've got a couple signings. Actually, I think by the time this comes out, well, I won't say anything.
Okay,
we got a good one coming. We got a good one coming.
And Eli Swansen, out of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Playing some good golf. That's a big deal for him to be on this Go Throw production.
It is. This may be one of his biggest moments. And Aiden Scott, we saw yesterday, tons of game. Really direct spin putt that's been working well in this wind.
Those were some nasty putts yesterday from Aiden.
Look forward to more.
Hole 1, 732 par 4. It's a pretty similar wind direction to the past few days. It's a headwind left to right, and there's OB all along the left side of the fairway, and then OB kind of pinches in up to this green. It's like 18 feet right of the bucket here. You want to get the disc flat. Heiser, it could finish left. Annie, it's going to cruise out to the right.
I'd like to introduce our card. First on the tee from Houston, Texas. He joins us in New Zealand for the first time, and he's a rising star. One to watch. Please welcome Robert Burridge.
All right, couple discs in hand. One of those, the pink one, the Enforcer.
And he was going with the General.
Okay, yep. A little less stable. Trying to force the turn, it seems like. And this disc caught like another level.
That's cruising.
Yeah. It headed out of sight. We weren't sure if it had found that OB right.
Next on the tee,
which didn't seem like it was in play.
Right.
No introduction. He talks us through the sights and the sounds of this beautiful part of the world. Thanks to our friends at Go Throw. And he's an elite professional in his own right. From Wichita, Kansas, please welcome Luke Humphries.
Yeah, it was like so windy the mic wasn't even working. Like,
big smile from our dude, Luke Humphries.
Yeah, it seems like, it's a crazy day to play disc golf. You just got to have fun with it.
Reblend.
Yeah, Reblend D2.
Thing was cruising all day yesterday, and that is a little too flat. Maybe not. That's money.
Yeah, I'd watched a couple people tee off before me in the group, and they hadn't moved left very
Third on the
much.
tee from Pittsville, Wisconsin. He joins us as well in New Zealand for the very first time. Please welcome Eli Swansen.
Now, have you played with Eli before?
I may have at one of the Pro Tour events at some point, but I can't say that I have lately.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with his game. Really looking forward to seeing what he did to get on this card. And that play is a little burned over, but it's in the fairway.
Yeah, I think he's done here with Destroyers.
MPO lead card here at Egmonster 2025, presented by RPM Discs, a young gun from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Please welcome Aiden Scott.
Pretty cool to have Mount Taranaki right there over his shoulder while he's announcing. It's a beautiful picturesque spot to tee off and play disc golf.
Yeah, we're at the kind of the southwest corner of the North Island of New Zealand. It's kind of, it's like, 5 hours from Auckland?
Yep.
Solid 3.5 from the next tour stop in Topa.
Yeah, it's off the beaten path, for sure. Beautiful little slice of paradise, though.
Yeah, we saw Aiden rocking this swirly PD2 all day yesterday.
That's right. Eli attacking with a backhand. It's definitely a harder shot.
That bank late.
Late bank.
What?
Just to start his day.
The wind just dragged it down onto that Annie.
Yeah. I'm just going back to that reblend D2. I'm kind of playing the late lift. Doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's safe, though, to continue playing it that wide.
Yeah.
Can't throw it at the pin because you could get a crazy left to right push.
Yeah, I was kind of planning on that. It didn't really happen. And it's not as windy in the green as it feels like. I think we're kind of seeing that as Aiden throws a perfect little forehand up there and just a little bit long behind the tree, but he's got a direct putt.
I think normally, Luke, when you were watching disc golf, if a player makes it in the circle, it's a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
But today, I think that circle's almost cut in half.
I think you're right. And I think sometimes it makes for an event where you feel like you have to run it and you just risk the double or the triple or whatever it may be. And that, I didn't want to take it above the basket because of that wind and the swirliness of it, but tried to a little bit, and it was a tailwinder. Pretty good bid there from Robert, too. Just a little bit low.
Both good bids. And that's a really good birdie to start.
That's a super good birdie to start.
I felt like 2 to 4 under was going to be hot going into the day. I knew that some people could shoot under par. I felt like most people would shoot over par, the conditions.
Kind of had the same feeling. Felt like 2-3 under par might get the job done.
Yeah. All right, go for it, Luke.
Yeah, hole 2, ripping right to left. This initial straight gap, it's not recommended right now. If it's stable, your disc is going to skip out of bounds left at the end of the flight. So most of us are taking one of 2 hyzer gaps, looking to skip short in that fairway and kind of careen over to the left. It's really hard, though, to keep your disc short of this hole. With the shot shape that we're playing, everybody tends to go long right. Sets up a really hard putt.
You know what I want to know, Luke? Is why we don't have meat pies in the United States.
Yeah, we've just got terrible burgers that aren't even real meat.
It's the best, on-the-go food, I
really
can
is.
imagine.
Really is. I think Japan, they have onigiri. It's like a rice-wrapped, sushi kind of thing. It's got the seaweed on the outside. That's also a really good option.
That sounds great. Oh, is this OB? Oh, that's toast. Look at that.
And then it picks up and rolls.
That's 50 OB.
And now it's 80.
With not a single putt. Unmakeable.
Yeah. It's going to be a real tricky putt. So, yeah, 2 different options. One person got the crazy skip across. We know that that's now an option.
Burridge going with this felon here. Look how quickly it starts to move back left. And you kind of need that little triple skip and the curl
Roll.
That
Hard to beat.
Premium.
Yeah, didn't see one that close really all week. And these are the worst conditions, so.
I don't recognize that Frisbee.
It's a feedback.
A little different than how much different in stability is it than your other feedback?
This one's a tick more stable. I didn't want to flip it up. I wanted to continue hyzering, and it really ended up being a decent shot. I didn't get any skip, though, really. Everybody else got that major skip.
Aiden getting aggressive.
Eli, smooth putt, didn't take it above the basket. That's safe.
Look at this.
Yeah. It was tailwind, low ceiling. Just the thought of actually running it, I would have had to zip it in a million miles an hour. Comebacker now for Aiden. Bogey, after that out of bounds. It's a great comebacker.
It's a good catch by the Helix.
Yeah, he'll be jamming him in hard today. And the chains they'll have their work cut out for him.
Oh, missed. I mean, that's a screaming right to left wind right there. And
Yeah.
honestly, a good catch.
There's a couple baskets I can think of off the top of my head that if we were playing those baskets in these conditions, disc golf might have been impossible.
Yeah. The veteran.
That was at the top of my list. Yes.
I'll say it.
Yeah, it shouldn't be approved for B.
No, it really shouldn't. 1,200 foot, par 5, probably plays closer to 14.
1,500?
Yeah, 15. Yeah, it plays as tall as the mountain is.
Yeah, that's what it feels like as you're teeing off.
And we haven't had a birdie
No birdies.
all weekend.
Nope.
It's the hardest hole on the course.
Yep.
It's playing almost a stroke and a half, almost 2 strokes over par.
Exactly. Playing into the prevailing wind. Look at this.
That's really nice.
A disc you can trust like that, and this wind is a keeper.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it a bit more, but at a certain point, it's not about the stability of the disc, it's how flat you can throw it.
It's true.
I mean, you throw your most overstable plastic on Annie into this wind, it's not coming out.
No, it doesn't matter what it is. Eli thought that he early released that one, slipped up, rode to the right perfectly. Great shot from him. Reblend D2, low.
This has been your money-making disc and line.
Yeah.
You seem so comfortable hitting that same little baby Annie.
Yeah. It's the what I'm used to, what I really like. This is cloud breaker, takes the pivot, jumps to the right. That's my comfort zone is what I was trying to say, but that disc was not stable enough.
It wasn't, and it was too much Annie.
And he had the PD2 that he's been throwing amazing into all these wins. I wonder why he pulled that one out. Could have been just a mental error, really. Easy to do out here. I'm picking up the same D2, and I overcook it a little bit. And I'm riding the...
Come on.
Well, dude.
Is it back in?
It's in.
Oh.
I think, honestly, there's a bit of a difference in the disc that I throw off the tee and the one that's been sitting in the New Zealand sun for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It holds that turn just a little bit longer. You just got to be aware of it.
Yeah, the UV index is as high as it gets down here.
Yeah. Your disc has moisture on the bottom side of it as you pick it up, and then it also just feels a little less firm.
Eli burning that over, but bad enough it's going to cut roll back in.
Cut roll. Yep. Pretty good shot from Aiden. Too far away to approach the green, but headed left to keep his angle open.
Yeah, these shots are really important right here because you want to jump putt if you can.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, if you're outside 100, it becomes all the more difficult.
Yep. That's a great place to be. That's exactly where you're trying to throw it. 50 left, a little short maybe.
Right? The reblend advertisement continues.
Yeah. Didn't get this one really turned over. That little bit of subtle extra turn I got on the second shot, kind of in my mind for that third, leaves me a little bit longer than I ideally would want.
So this forehand with this enforcer from Robert has been pretty special this weekend.
Yeah. Inside
That's
the
C1.
back-to-back days.
So he's putting for short, right? For birdie.
Yeah. Aiden looks like it's short, but skirts over the bunker perfectly. But you cannot throw that shot better. Where he was at, you could take 4 strokes to get down.
That's high.
Yeah.
Oh, and it gets the backside.
Mm-hmm.
There's OB back there. And
Good thing I didn't even see that.
Found.
Toy with my emotions. It looked like it almost came back in. Yeah, that one just got really high out of my hand. I didn't plan on throwing it that high. I was trying to protect against that.
Yeah, it's a fine line between hitting the front side of that hill and parking it.
Well, that's better than where I'm at.
I would say so because he can make it.
Yeah.
You just have to lay it up.
Really. And I don't really do that super well. I end up almost going back into the bunker.
Okay, so Eli's in for single. Robert lays up. He's going to take the 5.
2 straight days he's in circle 1, makes the smart decision, lays up, knowing the par plays. Double for me. It happened quick, too. It was just a mere jump putt that got out of hand. That's an unfortunate mistake.
Great par from Robert.
Couple bogeys from Eli and Aiden. That's just a tough hole, man.
Yeah.
You feel better, though, once you've moved off that one. Even though hole 4 is very tricky, doesn't give up many birdies at all, it still feels like you can just take a par and move on. And
yeah, the danger kind of slows down for the next few holes.
Yeah,
you get to at least try and score.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. any little bit of turn that you give the disc on this hole amplifies with that right to left wind. And that's exactly how windy it is, folks. Discs won't even sit on the ground.
Air shot here. Maybe just a touch too much Annie, and yeah, it's not going to get back.
Looked like it might pan out a bit and then just dove late. Hit a gust and the flight was over. It's a very tricky forehand right now. It has to be almost full hyzer for the wind not to affect it.
Yeah, just keeping them wide.
Yeah, flip my D3 all the way up. Knew it had to be a perfect one to get it over there, but
yeah, you want these close.
yeah, great shot from Eli. That looks like a Cayman.
Okay.
Maybe a Toro.
I'm waiting to get his disc list. I would love to know what he's throwing on all these holes.
Terrible upshot for me. That literally was a jump putt that I thought I could throw 12 different ways, and now I'm behind a tree. Aiden fighting through that branch towards the basket. That was kind of loose jump putt as well. Both of us leaving ourselves work when we really don't need it, and I have nothing.
Wow, you had nothing.
Yeah, I threw it so long on that upshot. It was a brain fart. Beautiful par save though from Aiden.
That being it flat,
laser putt, man.
right above the rim.
Yeah.
Just didn't lift, didn't drop.
Yep.
Wow, so just like that, you're gonna be 4 back of Robert.
Yep. It's quick, fast, man. Yeah.
And small mistakes too. I mean, just a jump putt on 3 and a little.
Essentially another jump putt.
Mm-hmm.
Can't give them away like that. And win. Gotta fight back now. If you want to know what a disc is going to feel like before you get it, you have to check out OTB disc. The first thing I'm looking for when I grab a new disc is the feel of the disc. It's got to be confidence instilled. Virtually in your hand tells you what the disc is going to feel like, how heavy it's going to be. It's everything you want to know before it shows up to your house.
It's really, really helpful in not only finding a disc that looks beautiful, but is also exactly what you're looking for it to feel like. Of course, when you're dealing with OTB, you're going to get only the best.
Big thanks to RPM Discs and OTB for sponsoring this coverage. Taking this a quick second to talk about the Cancer Playbook again, guys. This is a resource built by cancer patients for cancer patients. We're supporting them this entire tour down under as they have supported us and looking to raise $10,000 towards our goal. It goes to a great cause, and we really appreciate y'all's support. Moving into the 5th par 3 uphill 344, left to right wind, making it a little hard to get the disc back left.
Yeah, it certainly was. You kind of had to punch it. You can't really swing it like the last 2 days.
Yeah. Good shot from Robert. Puts himself pin high. Doesn't go long, which we saw earlier in the week is the miss.
Yeah, there's nothing over there.
Really tough. He's going to have a hyzer. Like a 10-foot high hyzer.
This looks good.
Yeah. A little better than Robert, who just like that.
It's a layup.
Yeah. He's got that spinner. We'll see what he's got. Go reblend D2 again. Feel like it's better. It's getting left.
Oh, it got a little roll off the base.
It has about an inch away from being parked. It's good to know. I saw it flipped upside down. Wasn't really sure how it happened. Felt like I got a little more left than everybody else, but not rewarded.
That was an unfortunate little action.
Bad putt.
Okay, it's got a little window. Yeah, good action with the wrist right there to give it a chance.
With how hard he putts, it would have had to have been so soft to have the hyzer to get back around.
Robert, a little undercommitted there. Probably the calmest putt you're going to have all day.
It really is.
Need to capitalize on that.
It really is. Yeah. That's a barbed wire fence back there, so I get 2 meters off it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
That helps.
it did. I would have been stuffed into the bamboo with no straddle or anything. So, all-star par here, that kind of hurts. Not a very hard hole today. Probably the easiest, honestly.
Yeah, hole 6, 692. Into a tailwind. So
Yeah.
that's going to help you out for a bit. Ideally, you want to get right this tree line out there and play the hyzer in. Where the drone's flying right now, it's too low ceiling. The grass is a little too lush. You can't really skip anything up there. The roller does play. We've seen some big rollers this weekend.
We've seen people get in trouble with the roller, too. Feels like it's 50-50 whether it works or doesn't. And this is looking pretty good if it can skip all the way.
Yeah, I like how he holds that follow through, though. That's fun.
Yeah, his forehand's looking great this week. Eli lining up a sky roller. That tailwind was so severe
Yeah.
that disc stabled up in the air, heads left, and unfortunately misses the Mando. It was a ripping tailwind, so stable that it turned his roller disc into an air shot. And Aiden took a second because he's throwing roller as well. Wanted to make the proper adjustment.
Okay, put a little bit more ante on it. Yeah, it didn't quite get far enough out there. There's almost no up and down, especially being right behind that big cedar.
Yeah, it gets tight back there. Yeah, instead of flattening out, my disc kind of stays on hyzer and raises up, killing the spin. Doesn't get under the trees, and I'm really in no man's land as well. Standstill general.
Is it gonna get there?
Dude, not only get there,
And the magic roll.
the magic roll. I could not believe how close it was when we walked up to the green.
It's hard to generate the spin when you're up against a tree like that.
It makes sense, though, because I threw this one about 40% and went like 50 deep.
Gosh, the tailwind is just taking them for a ride.
Yeah, so landing about 40 short really was the play on that hyzer.
Okay, so Aiden's got a little gap right here.
It looked like it was probably headed in the right direction, too. Catches late. Eli now from the drop zone.
Yeah, low ceiling and just turfs it.
Yeah, that's a super tricky one. Just going with that slower approach disc. And that one was headed past the basket, probably outside the circle.
Okay, fortunate kick right there. This is one of those greens that was extra exposed.
Amazing upshot by Aiden. That was classy.
Yeah.
On days like this,
We're
it
never
happens.
talking about those upshots, Luke, but
No.
that's one thing the wind does that's positive, is it makes the short game that much more, precise.
Yeah, we're 150 feet out now, and it's like, dude, you gotta focus in. You could give up 2-3 right now.
This is really where the difficulty of disc golf can be kind of related to the difficulty of golf.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And that's a big time birdie.
Huge birdie from a standstill. Well played with that hyzer shot, just in the ground play.
And Aiden busting the over ears out.
Yeah, he does that.
Yeah.
Not too many in disc golf.
I would,
do.
and what would you think if you saw LeBron shooting a free throw with the over ears.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
No, I think it makes our sport look a little less professional.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, it's legal though, so that's all I'll say about it. Yeah. Hole 7, par 4. It's got the OB running left and right the entire hole, and it narrows into this peninsula green. We talked about it yesterday. It's very tricky. You can go long OB, left OB, right OB, almost inside the circle, all three.
Yeah. Robert coming into the front of the tee pad with a ton of pace there.
Dude, he mashed that one. That's the furthest we've seen one all week.
Yeah, that's, what do you think, 550, maybe more?
I think so. On like a flip to flat hyzer. That was a halo destroyer from him. Aiden go with that PD2. Doesn't quite get it all the way over. Made it through that tree on a very similar line yesterday. Doesn't today. Drops down about 100 feet short of Roberts. And this is a mistake right here that you cannot make.
Which is a little too much angle, and it's not coming back. How does it not get any?
Yeah, now it felt like it was a tailwind, but it really did hold that left to right movement for longer than I wanted. And it sets me up pretty far from the green. Not where you want to be.
So Eli just sent me his disc selection, and he's throwing all destroyers.
Yeah.
For his distance.
Yep. That one right there, I think, is his favorite. It's got the Throw Joe's chameleons on it, I believe.
Yeah, it looked like Holland's disc.
Yeah. So this is not a smart decision. I just wanted to get up there for a putt, throwing mid-range.
Sit.
Hasn't flown in New Zealand yet, and just didn't get over on it enough. I felt like if I laid up to like 100 feet that it was still tricky, and I just wanted to give myself a putt. So double OB does not set myself.
It's got this lower, flatter. That's nice. Chill. And it's still going to find OB.
By an inch.
By an inch.
Yeah, by an inch. That one was crazy. Because it looked good for 75% of the flight. We thought it might sit right next to it.
It's that wind ground play. Just skates.
Yeah.
And
Eli's got it turned over a little much, because look at this. It just scoots down the hill out of bounds right.
Wow, Robert has less than 200.
It's just a little flick, dude.
And it's going to roll out of the circle, and now he's got straight headwind.
Yeah, so we got... That was a great chill. That was an amazing chill. There's no friction on this ground. Rollaways, I mean, if it doesn't, you're lucky.
And that just lifted.
So I'm lucky. The fact that stayed in bounds, I should have had my third OB is what I was thinking.
No way.
Jam sesh for his par. That basket reached out and just grabbed that thing.
That's probably 30-mile-per-hour wind right there.
Yeah. Beautiful
Okay.
par putts from the guys.
Yeah.
Making it look easy. I think Eli really, he got a little lull in the wind as well. And used it. Putted quick.
That's a part of it, right?
It is.
You take your 30 seconds, and sometimes there's gusts, and then you just wait.
Yeah.
A little bit of a lull.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes you wait, and then it gets windier.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have no choice but to send it.
If you can step up in those lull conditions and make a committed quick putt, I do think it plays well.
Yeah.
You just got to be ready to do it.
And this is probably the hole that was affected the most by the wind.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Headwind right to left, mainly right to left, but also a little head in there.
Dude, it was head and tail and left to right
You're right.
and the final one. It was every wind at once. It was just one of those days where you would check the grass and the flag would be doing something completely different.
For sure. For sure. It was low, maybe a little inside. Robert finds left OB about circle's edge. Look at
This is too high. There's
Dude,
just no chance.
it turned into a kite immediately. Went about 2/3 of the way down the hole, maybe half of the way. OB left. It was a crazy thing to watch. Eli's disc flips to flat, stalls, and MTAs back towards us. No. What? Yeah, the disc is 120 feet short of the basket.
So what's the play then? What are you thinking now after seeing those shots?
I'm thinking I got this brick. I got this FX2. I'm going to smash this thing. And even my FX2 flips up and it stalls me out and drops me down on an OB green. About a foot away.
OB right?
Yep. Didn't know it was there. But I'm pretty notorious for finding OB greens that I don't.
God, it's not really even in play, especially with the wind.
Yeah. It was a crazy reaction. This little beach shot right here from Aiden played like a wizard.
Yeah, that was crafty.
He's right next to the basket. From where he was at, straddled out. Insane.
Yeah, that's going to save him a couple strokes. I think if you're right there, it's terrible. If you're right where this is awful. I mean, this could blow back over him.
Yeah. That's a best case scenario.
Yeah, he put that on.
You can't even land there on purpose from down there. So to do that.
What? Strong side that definitely could have caught.
Yeah. And that's where it ends up, down there on the ground over 70 feet away. Yeah. I thought I threw a good putt. I thought it was in.
Yeah, it was pretty strong side.
Had every chance to stay.
Dude, this is falling apart, Luke.
Yeah, man.
It's happening all so quick as well. I mean,
yeah, it does.
Look like a triple.
Yeah, if I make this putt, which was super sketchy. Yeah, that's a triple, double, triple, back to back. That's not what you want, guys.
Look at that. Could he grab it? Even that was a good catch. All right, that was a crazy hole. Hole 9. This is still the easiest hole on the course, even with the wind.
Yeah.
Just get your tee shot in bounds, and then where you land on this green is super important.
Totally.
We saw the faux spit outs yesterday from the headwind side.
I think you described it best. It's like being in a bunker if you're short left of this basket.
If you're short looking at the mountain, you're in the bunker and you have to chip it in.
Yeah.
If you're deep, you're on the green.
Right.
And you're putting.
Right. The green is deep of this basket. Yeah, good looking mid-range there. Eli, and that's all you want. We're all basically shooting for that same spot now. Looked like it's felon from Robert. Kind of yanked over on it a little bit, which will lengthen his second shot, but it's still playing 300 feet. Aiden's been shooting across the sidewalk.
Fun.
Really the only competitor that we've seen trying to take on that extra distance.
Oh, that wasn't too pretty, but
it went across, landed on the sidewalk and skidded across.
Right.
Pre-blend D2. This thing kind of cruised out. Got about a 50-foot straight skip that I was not watching for. And I'm pretty close to the green, but it's in perfect position.
Forehand into the wind. And that's a tough spot to be.
Yeah.
You're
bunker.
Shouldn't expect that to be a make.
And this shot right here from Eli. Slow flipping it to park.
It finds a little gap up there in the tree. What a shot.
Yes. Going A5. Pretty stable disc. You can see it trying to fight out of that. Does eventually finish, but right in my line. So that's a tricky putt for me too.
This is really awkward. Can't hit it with too much angle.
Right. And look at this. Oh, the touch.
Oh, yeah. That's the same disc he threw on the last approach, too.
Yeah,
really crafty.
A5.
Okay, A5. He's still throwing a little prodigy.
Definitely. Just shoot that one.
Oh,
yeah. Finally
the right to left. First birdie of the day.
I had to aim it outside of the chains, which is hard to do.
Yeah, it's hard to get your body to do that.
It really is. You have to blank out on your mind. You can't let your mind be aware that you're doing these things.
So Robert laid up. Eli in for birdie. Aiden in for birdie.
It wasn't especially windy on this green like it was yesterday.
Okay.
It makes all the difference for that basket's performance at the end of the day. And Robert Burridge commanding lead on this card. Now, we do have some players elsewhere in the field, Ezra Robinson, Chandler Fry, that are putting in some work right now. So we'll take a look at that leaderboard here right now. And yeah, you can see it. 4 under through 10 holes. Chandler Fry, that is insane in these conditions.
Hard to even imagine.
It's a game of survival right now, and he's just winning.
He parred hole 3. He didn't have a single bogey through 10. Exceptional golf. And yeah, tough front for you right there, Luke. And
Yeah.
I'll ask you, are you checking scores? Are you looking to see?
No, I'm aware that Robert's playing pretty good. I'm aware that Ezra Robinson is not going to keep on playing like he has been here. So I think the win is gone without looking at the scorecard. That's kind of the way that I'm feeling about it. It's just unfortunate. It happened really quick. A couple jump putts that were placed properly, and I could be right around even par.
All right, that's a wrap for the front 9 of the final round.
Yeah.
Go throw, baby.
Dude, we got so much action to come. This thing heats up. I promise you guys. Come join us for this back 9. Get your mind blown.